my favorite budgeting app will no longer be available after March 23rd of this year. March 23rd of 2024, the Mint app will be shutting down, and they're moving all the stuff from the Mint app on over to the Credit Karma app. Mint is owned by Intuit. Intuit owns Credit Karma and Mint, so they're pretty much shutting down the Mint app to move everything over there, but they're not bringing over all the Mint features, such as the budgeting features that we have on the Mint platform, which sucks. Now, as you may or may not know, Credit Karma is not a budgeting app. It's an app to help you build your credit for the long term, for the better, improve your credit, all things like that. So them saying that they're going to merge Mint with the Credit Karma app doesn't really sit right with anyone, because it really doesn't make much sense. And they also stated that there's no pretty much plans to make any budgeting features going forward into the Credit Karma app. So I'm just a little confused on what exactly their goal was when it came to shutting down Mint to, pursue this whole merge, I guess, with Credit Karma. With the Mint budgeting app reported 3.6 million active users back in 2021, and I couldn't find any data relating to how many users they had in 2022 or in 2023, so we just had to take a wild guess. Maybe they lost a lot of users, or maybe they gained so many users that it kind of got out of control and it was just costing Mint or Intuit a lot of money. But the CEO of Intuit stated, and I quote, "It did not make sense for Intuit to continue to invest into both Mint and Credit Karma, given the significant cost of running data aggregation and personal finance apps." So pretty much it sounds to me like they just couldn't afford to do so. And if that really is the case, then why not, in my personal opinion, just charge? I mean, all these other personal finance apps, budgeting apps charge users monthly, either on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis. And they're pretty good apps overall, and I'll review them going down the line throughout the rest of this year. But just charge people. But maybe it got to a point where it was a little bit too little too late to make a decision like that. I don't really know, but that's just how I feel about it. If you really felt that way, I personally would have been okay with paying for the Mint app. Even though it was free, I would have been okay with paying for it simply because I really did like the app. But either way, none of those apps are the ones that I'm talking about today. That one that I'm talking about today is known as Copilot. The Copilot app is not free, but it definitely is one of my favorite, if not best, replacements for Mint. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the app, see what it has to offer. Let's do it. Right, cool. So this right here, or right there, is the Copilot app. When you sign up and make your account and connect all your accounts and everything like that, this is exactly what your dashboard or your home screen will look like. Currently, I'm in demo mode, so you can't see exactly what my everything looks like, but you get the gist. It'll look exactly just like this, depending on, your budgets, where your transactions go, all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna dive deep, and we're gonna start right here with the dashboard tab. So either way, on the dashboard tab right here at the top, once you do everything, make your budget, all that kind of good jazz, you'll see right here pretty much a line giving you a gist of how much you're either under your budget or over your budget, and what your budget actually is for every given month. So right now on the demo mode, it looks like my budget is $4,120 budgeted for the month, and I'm over by $492 right now as we're going towards the end of the month, and that's $61 over on the day. So in order for me to stay under budget, I would have to stop spending money for the rest of the month. That's how you should actually look at it. And it has like little question marks or whatever that gives you a little bit more insight on how everything is accounted for and whatnot. And you can dive deep into that when you want to sign up, if you want to sign up for the Copilot app. Past that, you scroll down, you can see the to review tab right there. And pretty much the to review tab is where your transactions are gonna be every single time you make a transaction. It usually pops up either the same day or the next day, and it's just gonna ask you where the transaction may go. Now, Copilot has a really cool system where it can pretty much go through everything and assign things a role, in the sense of, if you go out to eat somewhere, it'll classify it as a restaurant. If you go shopping, it'll classify it as clothing. You can go in and change that if the classifications are wrong, but generally speaking, it's pretty accurate. But like I said, it gets better the more you use the platform. So you can see right here, we have a year in review tab, which we're not gonna do, but you can see the year in review if I had the Copilot of all 2023, and you can see how things are broken down. And you can also share it if you really wish to do so. You can see the net worth and all kind of stuff, which we'll get into later on. So let's see. This is exactly what it would look like on a day-to-day basis, where you can see it looks like I took an Uber and I had a Hulu charge on today. You can click both of these to make sure they're the right things. So if I wanted to say, let's see, Uber as transportation, if I wanted to change that to something else, I simply could change it to something else. It could be a it could be a car expense versus a transportation expense, and then you could change it for just this particular transaction or every single Uber transaction going forward. That's completely up to you, and it's also really cool. It's just really nice to use, and you can also see some other options down at the bottom where you can hit exclude, split, recurring investment, or review just to get further review on what you need to do. And in the top right, you can also see these 3 dots, and you can set the transaction type. So this could be an internal transfer. In this case, it's not. But if it was an internal transfer, that pretty much means that you're transferring money from one account to another account. So say, for instance, if I was investing into Robinhood, for example, if I transferred $100, I don't want that to be a transaction. I want it to be an internal transfer because I'm investing that money. I still have that money. It's just going towards an investment versus going pretty much out of my bank account into some business that I bought or whatever like that. So that, or you can keep it as regular, and you'll see all these as you sign up and, use these different types of things. But we go on back, you can pretty much do all that, and you can also just hit mark as reviewed at the bottom, and then you're good to go. Then it'll ask you what you did yesterday, day before, and it'll obviously automatically catch up to all that kind of stuff. Below that, we have the little budget circles. So the budget circles are either going to tell you if you're over budget or under budget, pretty much where you are in your particular categories when it comes to your budget. So in this case, it looks like I'm over in transportation, over in food, over in clothing, over in entertainment, over in groceries, and over in, restaurants. So overall, it's been a really bad month on this demo mode. And if we can scroll down and see some of the upcoming bills, and after that, we can also see the income, which we'll dive into in a second. So let's go ahead and click on categories right here, which will actually take us to the next tab over, which is categories. So categories is where you can see your total budget. You can see the spent so far for the month, and you can also see the total budget for the month. And this is based on, all your finances, all your transactions. That's why it's really important to connect all your accounts, your investments, like investment accounts, credit cards, bank accounts, all kind of stuff. It's all secure. It's all used via Plaid or the American Express authentication system that they have. But either way, everything's very secure. Most apps, if not almost all of these apps now use Plaid to secure your information. So Copilot doesn't store any of that information on their servers or anything like that. So you are safe to use this platform just as you were if you were using Mint. Either way, if you scroll down, you can see all the different breakdowns of how this budget is set up. And in this case, it looks like most of my money is going towards home, and you can set that to rent, utilities, all that kind of stuff. It can all be broken down. So you can see how much I'm spending on a month-to-month basis, and it goes all the way back as far as you put your accounts back to. And you can see how everything's laid out. So you can see right there, rent is about $19.84 a month, and it looks like Rainwater CA is the utilities. So that's as simple as it gets, and you have a total budget every single month of about $20.50 or $2,050 every single month that is allotted for home expenses, which in this case is rent and utilities. Now, your home expenses may be different. Obviously, they probably will be because this is just a fake fake demo mode, but you get the gist. You can set all this stuff to whatever you want it to be. And also the Copilot app will make a sort of budget for you for certain transactions. You can change this later, but they can make a budget for you automatically when you go ahead and sign up just by simply scanning through all of your transactions. This might take about a couple hours, and that's pretty much it. It'll scan your bank account, go through all the transactions, and give you a gist on what they think your budget is depending on how you spend your money at particular locations. Especially if they see something recurring, then they're gonna let you know. And you can see it right there, recurring, paid, and that's those two things, which is the rent and the water bill. On top of that, you can see the total spent for the year, and you can also change that. So you can see this total spent for the year of this year, or if you go back, you can see the total spent for the previous year, and then the average you spent every single month. Now, this is just a nice metric to have. It's nice to know how much money you spent in a single year in a given category. I know last year I spent quite a bit of money in food, which I want to make a separate video about because it was a lot. But either way, you get the point. You can do just that. So if we scroll back on down, get that out of the way, you can do the same thing for all these other categories. So I'm going to quickly click on them just to see. So car and transportation, looks like we have car expenses and transportation expenses all put into one single thing. Car insurance, looks like gas, Ubers, all that's put into one single category. It doesn't have to be like that. That's completely up to you and how you want to budget, and you can change these categories anytime you want. You can set them to exclude certain days, certain months, all that kind of stuff. You can do all that right on the platform. And you can also completely exclude things from your budget. Say, for instance, you have work expenses, as this does right here, If you have work expenses, you can exclude those from your budget because they might not be something that really matters, or you might get reimbursed for something like that. So say for instance you take an Uber for work and your work or your job reimburses you for that Uber, then you can just exclude that expense and toss it in the work expenses category if you want to do that. Or you can have it be part of your budget, completely up to you. On top of that, you can also add new categories. So here are some of the ones they have here, and there's also a other category which isn't listed. I don't think. It's not listed, but on the actual app when you sign up and everything like that, there's an other as well. Either way, you can choose between any of these. I think you can add more in the future. Oh yeah, say right there, start one from scratch. You can do that as well. Put your own little emoji behind it, and there you go. That's part of your budget. Same thing here when it comes to rebalancing the budget. So you can rebalance your budgets whenever you really feel like it. You can either do it for 1 month or you can do it from now on. Completely up to you, depending on how you spent your money for that given month. And that's as simple as it gets. It's really cool. So I'm not mad at it. If you go on over, let's go on over to the next tab, which is the recurring tab. The recurring tab is pretty much something that's going to sit there. It's going to look cool. It's going to do its thing, but pretty much it's just going to tell you what recurring bills you have for the month based on all the transactions that it sees on all of your bank accounts that you have connected. So you can see right here, it looks like Spotify comes out on the 1st, rent comes out on the 4th, car payment comes out on the 5th, and Namecheap comes out on the 5th as well. So it's just all these different transactions that you don't have to keep track of any longer, and it also tells you exactly the day that money's going to come out. So you already know those random Apple charges that you get, you can actually find out when Apple is charging that money versus just not knowing, and then you think, oh well, dang, Apple just charged me another $20 for my iCloud. Because promise you, I don't know what's up with Apple and charging on random days, but ever since I've been using this app, I've noticed what day they actually do charge me on. I just always get caught off guard. I don't know if it's just a me thing, whatever. Doesn't matter. The point is, you can see all your recurring transactions right here. You can add more, and you can also set some that's going to start in the future, which is pretty cool. So if you don't have a subscription yet, but you know you're about to sign up for one, you can have it set to start on a certain day at a certain time. And there you go. Amazon Prime is going to start on May 5th of 2024. It's $120. Simple as that. Let's go on back over 2 tabs, back to the main tab, and we're actually going to go on over to the next tab, which is the transactions tab. Transactions is just what it sounds like. It's all your transactions across all your accounts that you connect via all your banks. Scroll down and you just see everything. You can break this. You can search by the name of the actual place. Let's search by Target. Let's see, search by Target. You can see Target set for groceries, but you don't have to have it set for groceries. You can have it set for clothing or shopping or anything like that. It's completely up to you. You can change that anytime you want. So you can set the transactions that way. You can search by an amount. You can see right here, filter by account, category, type, month, review status, sort by date, sort by high to low. So let's do that. Sort by high to low, it looks like that is maybe rent or something like that. Gusto Pay. Oh, that's their income. So that's the demo mode's income. Either way, that's your income, there's your rent, credit card payments. Of course, this is going to look completely different, but for the demo mode, it's pretty cool. But you can sort that way or by other ways. So sort by account, you can go ahead and click on whichever account you want to sort by. So let's say you had a Chase and a Bank of America connected. You can sort by all your Bank of America transactions, or you can go ahead and sort by account again and sort by all your Bank of America and Chase transactions. So it's pretty cool. It's nice to see all that in one single place versus you going to different accounts to figure all this stuff out. I mean, I like it for that reason alone. And this app alone, on top of that, it's also gorgeous to look at. Like I love looking at this app. The UI's amazing. Have no complaints with that off rip, and it works really well. I haven't had any issues since I started using it again, which has been about a month. But you get the gist for transactions. Not gonna spend too much time on it. Go on over. The next tab over is the investments tab. The investments tab is pretty cool because it shows you, of course, all of your investments. This is across all of your accounts that you connect using the Plaid platform. Either way, right here at the top, you can see the total balance. So this is the total balance for the week across all of your investments that you may have connected. And you can also change that to make it look a certain different way or however you want to do it. So you can do a live balance estimate, which is cool. You can change the accounts included. So all accounts don't have to be included. You can only include certain accounts if you wish to do so. On top of that, you can click on performance right here, and you can actually do a benchmark. So if you're big on trying to beat the market, right? You're big on trying to beat the market, or you just want to see how your portfolio's all together compared to, let's say, the S&P 500. You can do that. So you can go ahead and set it to, let's see, where's the S&P 500? Hold on. Okay, I don't see the S&P 500 here because it's not. But let's just say, let's just compare it to Bitcoin, right? Here's your portfolio. Your performance is on the left compared to your benchmark on the right, which is just a nice little metric. It doesn't really mean much, but it's nice to see like, okay, my performance did pretty well compared to Bitcoin over the past week, over the past year, month, three months, year to date, year, whatever, all the same gist. You get the point though. You can do all that. And if you scroll down, you can see how all your accounts listed in front of you, what accounts they are. If you click on those accounts, you can see what you're invested into on those particular accounts and how much money you have invested in each one of those things that you're invested into on those accounts. So it sees a lot of information. Same thing with Robinhood. You can see what you're invested into. Coinbase, you can see what you're invested into. You can also see your allocation, which I think is a really nice feature. So you can see 50% of all of my investments on this demo mode is invested into equity or pretty much just stocks, just separate stocks alone. 26% is in cryptocurrency and another 24% is in ETFs, which is pretty much an exchange traded fund or just a bundle of stocks put into one single stock. So pretty cool. And if you scroll down, you can see your holdings. You can break that down by your equity, the last price of it, the quantity, how many you have, or the equity allocation. So how much you have. And that's pretty much cool. You can also change, of course, the filters here to see it by amounts. You can see it by performance, or you can keep it the same and see it by percentage. Same thing goes here. You can see your top movers for the day. I think you can change this to last price. Looks like equity change and all that kind of good stuff. So it's a lot here. And on top of that, I believe you can also, it might be on the next tab. I'm looking for it. I don't see it here. But you also can see your net worth as well. It's not on this tab. Let me go back to the dashboard tab. Click on, no, it's not there. You can also, maybe it's on the accounts tab, which we'll get to in just a second. So let's scroll on over to the accounts tab. Yeah, your accounts tab allows you to see your assets compared to your debt. So your assets is what you have, what you own. That could be a home if it's fully paid for, or a car if that's fully paid for. It's not a liability anymore. It turns into an asset at that point in time after you don't have any more debt towards it. Or your investments, of course, are all assets, and then how much cash you have is an asset as well. Same thing goes for your debt. On the debt side of things, that's what you owe, what you have to pay compared to your assets. So you can see here, you can see all of that based on the past week. It looks like my assets are up about 7% and my debt is down about 0.12% over the past year. You can see that month, 3 months, and then past year again. And you can see that you can combine the assets in debt to give you your overall net worth, which is right there. So if you connect all your accounts, that is your net worth. That's the number right here. For the demo account, it's $20,000, and that's it. Over the past year, it's up 500%. Year to date, it's up about 8%. On top of that, you can turn that back off, and you can also see it on a single line view if you want to do that. So you can pretty much gauge how much assets is coming in by how much debt is leaving out. That's completely up to you. Or you can also include certain things in the chart. So you don't have to include every single account. Just like before, you don't have to do that at all. It's all right here though. If you want to take something out, you can, or you can leave it in there. It's completely up to you. Obviously that'll change your numbers, which makes perfect sense, right? So yeah, past that, you scroll on down. This is actually where you're going to connect all your accounts if you have a new account to a connect that you don't end up connecting when you sign up. Now for me, this is honestly one of the best, most seamless features that the app offers. Obviously, the app offers a lot of features, and there's tons more coming very soon, or at least in 2024, according to the CEO and the founder. But this is great because I haven't had a single issue with any of my connections just yet. It's only been a month, so that's all I really can tell you about. But here, you can go ahead and connect your credit cards via Plaid. Obviously, I'm in demo mode, so I can't show you that. But the gist is just you sign into your credit card account, and then it pops up here, and that's it. It tracks everything for you, like your overall utilization rate, which is great. Love to see that. On top of that, it tracks your balance, so that's how much your balance is left. And you can see what the limit is. If you click on it, you can see the utilization, as I mentioned before, the graph on it going up and down. You can scroll through that or scrub through it, however you want to say it. And that's the gist. It's really cool. So not mad at that. And you can do that for all of your credit cards, of course, that you have. Same thing goes for depositories. So all of your bank accounts that you have, you can see the same thing, pretty much how the money's fluctuated over a course of time. You can see all that. You can add more, of course, using Plaid. You can see the percent change over a year-to-date period. So you can see this account, this checking account is up 22% on the year. So maybe it was some type of deposit that came through. Awesome. Scroll down some more, you can see all of your investments. Of course, that's where you put it all in at. You can add it as well. And below that, you're gonna see your loans. So all the debts that you owe. So that can be your student loan debt. You can add that account. That could be car loans. That could be a home loan, anything like that. And on top of that, they just added real estate. I think early or late last year, late of 2023, they added real estate. So you can actually add your real estate to your Copilot portfolio and see how much your home is worth compared to how much you owe left to get your overall net worth, as we talked about before. Lastly, they have an other section. So others could be really anything. That could be fine jewelry that you have and you just want to put it in as a value. So that overall just adds to your net worth, and that's pretty much it. Say I have 2-3 gold chains, they're worth like $1,000 each, so that's $3,000. I can just say I added, say gold chains, say $3,000, and that's it. Pretty much, if I sold those gold chains, they're probably valued for around that price, and that's pretty much it. You can toss that in here as well. So just a nice way to track your net worth, as simple as it gets. Now, I haven't had to use, we go back to the dashboard. I haven't had to use their, what is it called? Customer service for anything just yet, but if I do, then I'll let you guys know in an update video. I plan on making another update video and more budgeting app videos as time goes on. And that's pretty much the gist. There's a couple more things I want to show you real quick. The income tab on the dashboard page is right here at the bottom. Earned so far versus earned last month. And you can see the net change. Pretty much this just shows you, obviously, your income, how much money you're bringing in. And on top of that, that's pretty much the gist. So you can see so far this year on the demo account, I'm bringing in $5,000 or $5,600. Last year, you can check the last year, I brought in about $61,000 last year. Now, if we go on over, you don't have to actually go on over like that, stay at the dashboard. Go on here and click on the cog at the top left corner. You can rearrange things, so if you don't like things in the order that it's set up on the app, you can change that anytime you want, which is nice, completely up to you. You can have it set to dark mode, light mode, all that kind of good stuff. You can change the app logo if you care. You can set certain alerts though as well, which is also really nice because you want to make sure you're keeping on top of your budget and staying on top of it if you can do so. So you can set a bank fee alert. So if a bank charges you a fee, you get a notification, because that shouldn't happen. We don't want those bank fees ever because they're always ridiculous. A big expense alert, budgeting updates, credit utilization alert, which is also another major one. I really like that. So I would turn that on personally on my personal account. I actually should. Income update. So if you get, you're getting more income than normal, that's an update. Or if you're getting less income than normal, that's also an update. Low budget or low balance alert. That's nice, so you don't get those overdraft fees. Nobody wants that, so you can turn that on. Spending update, completely up to you. I mean, it's completely however you want to, curate your portfolio, your budget to make it so it works best for you. The point is, these features are here for you to use to hopefully get you to a better financial point in the future. If you scroll down, we got some more things. If you turn on budgeting enabled, which you should because it's a budgeting app, I don't know why you would have that off. Past that, we got the rollovers. Rollovers essentially means that any money left over in a budget from the last month would then roll over to the next budget. So let's say you had $500 for a car budget, but you only spent $400 in that car budget a month, in that one particular month. That means you have $100 left over, and that $100 would roll over into the car budget for the next month. So the next month, instead of you having a $500 budget, you would have a $600 budget. That's that's just how it works. I mean, that's pretty much it. And you can disable categories for that in particular if you wish to do so, or you can have it do it for all categories, which is nice as well. You can say when you want it to start, which is also nice because you may know, you may not know. And that's pretty much it. You can scroll down. There's a couple of other things they have to offer, not too much crazy stuff, but that is the gist. And if I turn off the demo mode, then you would just see my normal account. And yeah, there you go. That is the Copilot budgeting app. That is definitely my favorite budgeting app when you have to look at something that just has to replace it with Mint. There are a couple more things that I want to mention about it because there are a couple more things that they added. So I'll talk about them real quick right here. They added a couple other things over the past of 2023, like widgets. So widgets with iOS 17 or iOS 17, they added widgets. So you can check that out. I'll have a little something over here where you can see all the widgets that you can add to your iPhone and stuff like that. Pretty much just to track your finances even more. On top of that, they add the American Express O authentication, which is really nice so it can track my American Express accounts just like it can track your American Express accounts and verify them with no issues at all. It does have Apple Card support, but the Apple Card does not automatically sync with the app. That's the only gripe I really do have with it. If you don't have an Apple Card, doesn't really matter. But if you do, you can still sync it. You just have to import your transactions every month. So it's not really a live update of the Apple Card. That's the only card that, like I said, I have an issue with. So that kind of sucks. But past that, hopefully that can change in the future. On top of that, they're going to have a cash flow option. So you'll see your cash flow pretty much on a monthly basis. That's a feature that's coming soon. Another feature that's coming soon is the goal tracking. The founder talked about this in their previous Copilot Money update for 2024. So you'll have goal tracking on the app to track your financial goals and hopefully get you to better financial goals in the future, which is nice. And lastly, Mint. So they have a little thing where you can go ahead and transfer over all of your information from Mint on over to Copilot. I do not believe that's ready yet. I just went ahead and signed up and just connected my accounts, and it didn't take long. It took a day of just sitting down just to get everything synced together and with the UI and everything like that, and just messing around with the UI to see how everything works out. But if you want to do that on their website, you can sign up. And for the wait list, if you want to wait that long to get everything transferred over, but overall, I would just say just sign up and just try it and just set everything up yourself. It only takes like I said, at most a day just to get everything synced up. So that's pretty much the gist. Last thing I want to mention is that Copilot is not available on all platforms. Copilot is only available right now on iPhone and Mac. That's it. So if you have a Android, if you have a Windows PC that you want to use or an iPad, it does not currently work on those platforms. It's not supported. It's simply put, they're not supported. But the founder did say that they're gonna get that support in 2024 as well. So we'll just have to wait to see it. Hopefully they can live up to that promise. I'm sure they'll get way more customers by open the door up to Windows, especially Windows and Android. iPad, I feel like if you have an iPad and you don't have an iPhone or a Mac, I feel like I don't know. I feel like you probably have an iPhone or a Mac if you have an iPad, but that's just me. I don't know. Either way, Windows and Android support is coming in 2024, so be on the lookout for that if you want to sign up for Copilot. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, the price. Because Copilot is not free. Like I said before, it's not free, but if you do sign up with Copilot using my link, you will get the first 2 months free. And then after that, you can either sign up for a monthly membership or you can sign up for an annual membership. I highly recommend you sign up for the annual one because it's cheaper than paying monthly. But either way, if you wish to sign up, you'll get 2 free months. The code will be right here or maybe down there or something like that. And the link will also be in my description. The platform costs $95 every single year, which I think, honestly, I just wish it didn't cost that much money, but honestly, it's a really great platform. I've used it before. I just stopped in the past just because Mint was free and it did mostly everything that Copilot did for me. And I didn't mind using Mint, and I like Mint's UI. But either way, $95 every single year, or you can do the monthly, which is $13 every single month. Obviously, 13 times 12 is like $156. So paying for it every single month across an entire year is not smart. You're going to spend more money that way. So definitely, like I said, sign up with my link down below in the description. Or if you don't want to, actually scratch that. Sign up my link if you want to. But on top of that, if you already have Copilot, go in my comment section, and for all the users that already have Copilot, toss your link down there or your sign up code so we can all help each other out. Toss your sign up code down there, and pretty much you'll get 2 months free, they'll get 2 months free, and all that kind of good stuff. So it's a win-win situation. We're just trying to save everybody some money out here. I know I'm gonna get traction just from posting this video, so if I could help someone else out, that'd be even better. And last thing I wanted to say, if you made it this far in the video, comment down below saying cash flow. Just let me know. I know who made it this far in the video. It's a pretty long one, but hey, I appreciate you for sticking around. And on top of that last part, trying to think, the brain juices are flowing. I'm gonna try out more. Wow, this is crazy. I'm gonna try out more budgeting platforms in the future. It takes a little while to make these type of videos because I want to make sure I understand the entire budgeting app. So it might take a month or two before these videos are released, just because I'm trying 1, maybe 2 apps at a time, just to find something that's comparable to Mint that I like, that's maybe cheaper than Copilot, same price as Copilot, just other options. I've used Copilot before, so I'm already very familiar with it. That's why I kind of released this pretty quick. But going forward, I am going to look at other budgeting apps that you may be interested in. So if you have any suggestions, drop those in the comment section as well. So it's a lot to toss in the comment section in this video today. Toss your referral code, toss the cash flow. Let me know you made it this far. Toss the what budgeting app you want me to review next, because I have to spend money on these things to figure out if they're good or not, and then provide that great information to you. So either way, that's all I really got for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Go save yourself some money and make sure you're budgeting properly in 2024. I'm out. Dollar Mike. Peace. Take care.